And finally tonight, what kind of man would use his body as a shield to save another man from a live grenade? This kind. This is 24-year-old Corporal Kyle Carpenter of South Carolina receiving the nation's highest military honor today for doing just that. David Martin has his story.
This is a moment you never see. The Commander-in-Chief telling a young Marine at home with his family he will receive the Medal of Honor
for your courageous actions in Afghanistan.
for an action in which then Lance Corporal Kyle Carpenter thought he had been killed.
The first Marines that got to me, I told them I was not going to make it, and I kept telling them over and over that I was going to die.
Do you know in retrospect how close you in fact came to dying?
I was labeled PEA, which is patient expired on arrival. I guess that's the politically correct way of saying you didn't make it.
According to the citation, Carpenter threw himself between a grenade and his fellow Marine, Nicholas Eufrazio, absorbing the brunt of the blast.
I was blinded in my right eye. I had to have shrapnel removed from my brain. I had penetrating wounds through my carotid artery in my neck.
He also suffered 30 fractures to his right arm, shrapnel in both legs, and lost most of his lower teeth. Those injuries, which required 40 surgeries, became part of the evidence attesting to what Carpenter had done.
The determination I had was the bomb went off immediately to his right, about mid-thorax.
Navy Captain Bruce Adams examined Carpenter's medical records to determine if those wounds were consistent with eyewitness accounts.
He was in a diving posture from the pattern of the injuries on his body and from the localization of where the detonation went off. So he, within another split second, would have been completely on top of it and covering it, but it went off just before he was able to cover it.
Carpenter has no memory of his heroism, and neither does the Marine he tried to shield. Eufrazio suffered a traumatic brain injury. So Carpenter has to take the word of medical experts and Marines who rushed to his side after the blast.
We were still smoking when they got up to us.
Your uniform was still smoking.
Yes, sir. And they said that my SAPI plates, which is our body armor, was pretty much shattered.
Do you have any doubt in your own mind that you fell on that grenade?
I'll say I'm not surprised, because I know that if you put 1,000 Marines in that situation, they would all do the exact same thing for me.
But on November 21st, 2010, there was only one Marine in that situation, and now he wears his country's highest honor. David Martin, CBS News, Washington.